Chapter 1. Wake up like a warrior, not a slave. Most people wake up like victims. Their alarm goes off, they groan, they reach for their phone, and instantly hand over their attention to a screen. Within 5 minutes of waking up, they've already given away their peace, their purpose, and their power. A Stoic man does the opposite. He wakes up with intention. He wakes up to lead. He doesn't wake up hoping the day treats him well. He wakes up already prepared to meet the day on his terms. You don't need a perfect morning routine. You need a purposeful one that disciplines the body, focuses the mind, and aligns you with your core values before the world even touches you. That's what we're building here. Because if you can't control the first hour of your day, the rest of the day will control you. The Stoic morning is not about comfort. It's about confrontation with your mind, your habits, and your mission. Let's begin. Chapter 2. Cold clarity, using discomfort to sharpen the mind. When you wake up, your body wants warmth, your mind wants comfort, your soul wants to stay in the sheets just a little longer. This is the first test of the day, and most men fail it. They choose warmth over willpower, softness over strength. But the Stoic man, he chooses cold. There's a reason ancient warriors started their day with harsh rituals. Because comfort first thing in the morning is a trap. It sends a message to your body that weakness is acceptable, that softness is your default setting. Cold exposure, a cold shower, a splash of ice water, a brisk walk in the morning air, is not about the physical benefit. It's about mental command. You are reminding yourself, I do not serve comfort. I serve clarity. I don't wait to feel ready. I act regardless. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Most people will never understand why you'd start your day with hardship. Let them stay soft. You're not here to explain. You're here to sharpen. This isn't about suffering for the sake of it. This is about choosing to face discomfort early. So when discomfort finds you later, you're already trained to dominate it. The man who chooses cold in the morning doesn't panic when life turns cold unexpectedly. He's already there, calm, breathing, focused. Now let's reflect. What is the first thing I allow to influence me when I wake up? Am I choosing strength before the world forces me to react? What would happen if I practiced discomfort before the day tested me? Chapter 3. Stillness before strategy. Why the strongest men start in silence. Most men roll out of bed and immediately rush into noise. They grab their phones, they check notifications, they scroll TikTok or doom scroll headlines. Their mind is hijacked before they've even taken a deep breath. And then they wonder why they feel behind all day, why they can't focus, why they're anxious, irritated, and reactive. A Stoic man starts the opposite way. Before he thinks, he listens. Before he moves, he observes. Before he speaks, he breathes. Because the man who starts in silence moves with purpose. Stillness is not a luxury. It's your foundation. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor, started his mornings in solitude, reminding himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. In a world that wants your attention first thing, silence becomes rebellion, and that rebellion builds resolve. So what does this look like? Sit in silence for 3 to 5 minutes after you wake up. No distractions, no music, just your breath, just your thoughts. Notice the resistance. Your brain will beg for stimulation. That's the moment you take control. Let your mind clear like still water. Then drop one powerful question in. What kind of man do I need to be today? And let the answer rise without force. This moment isn't about meditation or perfection. It's about presence. Most men walk into battle already overwhelmed. You walk in centered, and that changes everything. Time for you to reflect. Who has control of my attention in the first 10 minutes of my day? What could I hear from myself if I stopped rushing to hear from everyone else? What happens to my decisions when I make them from silence, not panic? Chapter 4. The journal as a weapon. How to direct your thoughts with intention. Most men wake up and react to emails, to texts, to stress, to pressure, to whatever the world throws at them first. And that's why they lose the day before it even starts. Because a reactive man is a slave to circumstance, to emotion, to impulse. A Stoic doesn't react. He responds. intentionally, strategically, calmly. And one of the greatest tools for that is the journal. Marcus Aurelius didn't write his meditations for the world. He wrote them to himself, to keep his soul clean. Every morning he asked questions. He reminded himself of what mattered. He prepared his mind like a soldier sharpens his sword. Your journal is not a diary. It's not about emotions or trauma dumps. It's your discipline log. It's your battle plan. Here's how to weaponize it. 1. Clarify your core. Question. Begin with a simple Stoic prompt. What would it look like to live with strength today? What temptation do I need to defeat before it defeats me? What fear do I need to face? Write whatever flows. Let it be imperfect. This is your training ground, not your masterpiece. 2. Choose one. Word to anchor your day: discipline, patience, silence, presence. Pick a virtue, not a to-do. Write it down, circle it, own it. Throughout the day, return to that word. 3. Plan with detachment. What must be done today? List the 3 to 5 tasks that matter most. Then remind yourself, I will do my duty, but the outcome is not mine to own. The Stoics taught that we can only control effort, never result. So take aim and release the arrow without flinching. This process takes 5 to 10 minutes, but it gives you back hours of mental clarity. Why? Because you've already decided who you are, and no meeting, email, or confrontation can change that. Ask yourself the following. What would change if I started my day by declaring my direction? Am I journaling to impress or to sharpen? What single virtue would transform how I show up today? Chapter 5. The body as a temple. Training for the mind, not the mirror. There's something sacred about sweat. It doesn't lie. It doesn't fake confidence. It doesn't seek applause. It simply says, I showed up. I pushed through. I stayed in the fight. But here's where most modern men go wrong. They train to look good. The Stoic trains to stay ready. The gym is not your stage. It's your temple. You're not here to sculpt a six-pack. You're here to build something that can carry your discipline when your motivation dies. Marcus Aurelius wrote, you must build up your life action by action and be content if each one achieves its goal as far as possible. The Stoic approach to physical training isn't about ego. It's about alignment, making sure the body supports the mission of the mind. Why movement belongs in the morning. It reminds you that pain is information, not a threat. It teaches you that the hard thing is often the right thing. It proves to you, before the world even opens, that you can do what's uncomfortable and win. And you carry that proof into every meeting, every interaction, every challenge. How to build it. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need a full gym. You don't even need to enjoy it. You need consistency, push-ups, sprints, lifting, walking uphill with weight on your back. What matters is showing up to confront resistance every day. What matters is becoming the man who doesn't negotiate with weakness. The Stoic trains early, not just to build muscle, but to build momentum. Because once you've conquered your body, your inbox won't scare you. Time to reflect. Am I training for performance or proving discipline to myself? What does my body say about how I live? What would happen if I treated movement as mental sharpening instead of aesthetics? Chapter 6. Final reflection. Own the first hour and you'll own the man. The first hour of your day is not just a window of time, it's a declaration of who you are, of what you stand for, of what you tolerate from yourself, and what you don't. Most men lose themselves before 8 a.m., not because they're weak, but because they haven't chosen who they want to be. They've defaulted into who the world shapes them to be. A Stoic refuses that. He wakes with presence. He embraces discomfort. He leads his mind before the world tries to own it. And the result? He doesn't just own the morning, he owns himself. Let's recap the Stoic morning routine. The way of the grounded, unshakable man. Wake without delay. Beat resistance before it gets a voice. Choose discomfort early. Cold water, stillness, clarity. Enter silence. Reclaim your mind before the noise finds it. Write your battle plan. Journal not for perfection, but precision. Move your body, not for admiration, but for alignment. Return to virtue. Anchor your day to something greater than comfort. The truth? You don't need more hacks. You don't need perfect habits. You need ownership. Because when you master the first hour of your day, you carry that discipline into every moment that follows. And in a world where most men drift, you become the one who directs. Here are your final reflection questions. What version of myself am I building every morning, intentionally or by default? If I lived one day, just one, with full discipline, what would I learn? What happens when I stop performing for the world and start preparing for it? Close with this reminder from Marcus Aurelius. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I am rising to do the work of a human being.